Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a PvP map. If you're a new subscriber, you might not know that this is a map that we're building for a friend of mine, his server. He has a PvP server that also has factions and prison actually on it now. It's actually sort of expanded out a little bit, and once it's done, we're going to be able to play on it on his server. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've spoken to him. He likes the map. He likes how it's coming on, but there's some things that he's pointed out that we're going to have to fix. Now, I'm not a PvP YouTube channel. I'm not very good at all at Minecraft PvP, so these are kind of things that I just would never have known about in the first place. The first thing being is that these double high plants, these double high flowers and double high ferns, are terrible to be PvP in, because when you're in this PvP mode, you can't break things on server. You can't break blocks on server, can you? And you can't PvP through these tall grass. It's terrible. People hate it. I understand that. Not a problem. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of all of the too high blocks. Anything that's too high, we need to get rid of. That's something that I can do mostly off camera, but I thought I'd just mention it to you so you guys don't go, where's all the double high stuff gone? This is the reason why. It's because it's terrible to PvP in. The second thing is that apparently on servers, water can be a little bit of, water can be a little bit of an issue for some players for some reason. Nobody really knows why. Lava is never really a problem, but water apparently is, and these lily pads are going to be even more of a problem, because apparently they can be a little bit glitchy when you're on a server. On a single player world, they're not a problem. He said the easy way to fix that is just to replace the lily pads with full blocks, which actually would probably look a little bit better, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them as stone brick blocks like we've done with these ruins here, and make it look like a similar sort of thing. So I'm going to grab normal ones, mossy ones, and the stairs, and what we're going to do is we're going to replace these so they have a little bit more of a parkour feel to them, and it could be really cool because we can do these at different heights. We can have like ones a little bit shorter than others, ones a little bit taller than others, and you end up, let's do a stair there, I think, a stair like that, and you end up with a really cool actual parkour feel to it now. So I'm very pleased about that. That's actually going to improve the look, and we don't have to have them straight either. We can actually add like little bits on them like so. I think that's going to look really cool all of the way around the center there. So I think that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to cut away. I'm going to get rid of all of the double high plants, and I'm going to get rid of the lily pads, replace them with full blocks, and then we'll come back to do the next part, which is going to be another important section, okay? Alright, I think I've got all the double high plants. It's really hard to tell actually sometimes when you look at it. It's like, have I got them all? Is that a double high one? But I think I have. If I find any more, I'll just remove them. And all the lily pads have gone, and they've been replaced with these little parkour stone blocks. And I think it's really cool. I actually am a big fan of this change actually, you know. I know I can't even make the first jump. It's so much smoother, and because some of these blocks are now either one block above the water or 2 blocks above the water, it means that we actually needed fewer of them, because obviously from a higher height, from a greater height, you're able to jump further because you've sort of got that fall as well. So we don't need as many lily pads all around the place. I still wanted a lot of them because I wanted like almost an infinite amount of ways that you can sort of get off the island relatively easily as well, without having to be that amazing at parkour. The next thing that we need to think about is the spawn point itself. Now, if you've been on the server, you'll know, but if you haven't been on the server, you won't know. The way that he does it is usually, I think every single time, on the side of the map somewhere, inside of this wall, he'll have some glass like this, and there'll be a little bit of an opening in the wall where you will spawn, and then there'll be glass in front like this. I don't know, like 9 blocks wide or something like that, approximately. And what you do is you're inside here, and when you're ready, you walk forward, you drop down, plunk into the map. That glass stops you from shooting like with a bow and like hitting people that are in the spawn, and then you're ready to go. Now, there's some downsides to doing it this way, because you're always spawning, or you're always like dropping into the map in the same location. Now, there's a few maps on the server that I've noticed that have some ways around that problem, and that's that in the spawn zone, there's tunnels, and the tunnels lead along the walls, and then you can come out there, and like there'll be a tunnel that go around that way, and you'll be able to come out there. But you have to sort of run a long way in order to get there, so most people just don't bother, and they just jump straight down, and they run out. 99% of the time, that's not a problem. You can just get away, you can go where you want. But sometimes people just sit here and they wait for you to drop out, and then bang, with a sword or with a bow, they'll start shooting you, and they can get like what was it on Call of Duty, camp spawning or something like that we used to call it. I can't remember. You guys will know the technical term. The way that I think we can get around that on this map is to actually use this mushroom as our spawn point. And instead of having one location to be able to get out, we're going to be able to see if we can actually make it so we can get out on all 4 sides of the mushroom. So when you're inside, you can go in any direction, shoom, and go straight out. Now we need to make sure that there's enough room on the inside for some other things, some server things. He has ranks that you can purchase, what are they called? When you chat something, when you say something, it'll say like before, like for me on the server, I'm an admin on the server, so it says admin before your prefixes, that's it, prefixes, and for certain kits that you can get, you can purchase certain kits, makes you stronger, so you need like a little bit of a shop, be able to get inside here, but that's no problem. We can have a ladder going down in order to get to a lower area where the shop is. So let's think about the height of where we want people to drop from. Let's say if this was the height, and we had this as the entrance area, the mushroom's going to have a little bit of a change in shape in order to fit all of this stuff in, but that's not a problem. I'm okay with that. Like that, and like that. And then you would have, I don't know, is it glass up and around here? He's more than welcome to change this part to suit how his like setup is, how he does it. But if we done something like this, it's just minutely changing the shape of the mushroom, but it needs to be done, and I think it would be better than having just one spawn point on the map. Okay, so now we're inside the mushroom. Obviously it needs a lot of dressing up inside, but now we can come this way, and we can run out, and we can leave in that direction. And then we had the same thing on all 4 sides. We can go any way that we want, and inside is actually a decently sized space. So you can put the signs, these advertisement signs for the other servers. Downstairs he can put like certain, I don't know, shop stuff, all the server stuff that I sort of forget about. There's going to be plenty of room inside this mushroom to do whatever he wants to do. So I think the next step for me is to do this sort of window thing on all 4 sides, and then I shall be back. Alright, here we go. So we've got a 6x3 window in each side of the mushroom here. I think this is going to be really advantageous to the players. I think they're going to like this. Now what we need to do is we need to put, I'm going to put a floor in here, but I think that's going to be about it that I'm going to do in here. Maybe neaten up the walls. Maybe that's what we'll do today, is actually get this sort of set up in a nice way. Now I'm thinking for the floor in here, the actual mushroom block would be beneficial, but I don't have a mushroom block, and you can't select them straight from the inventory. I'm sure there's a command that I can do, but it's just going to be a little bit easier, I think, to mushroom and bone meal to get ourselves a mushroom. And then I think this one is the one that I want, you see. So I'm going to select. Oh, I can't middle click them. I thought if I middle click them I'd be able to get them. I don't know what the ID for that block is, but I wanted the underside of that, which would have been that texture. Okay, not a problem. I'll ignore it then. I'll ignore it. We could stick some of these mushrooms in, to be honest. We could actually grow some of these mushrooms around the map to have another type of mushroom. I might end up doing that too. So we've got the blue ones and then the normal brown ones. What's another block that we could use in here then? Something different from the white, because I don't want too much white going on in there. There we go, endstone, absolutely perfect. It's same mushroomy style feel, sort of mushroomy texture, internally mushroom texture, isn't it? It'll work very, very well for us. So we need to do the entire floor like this, and then somehow, some way, neaten up the walls. Now, neatening up the walls is going to be a tricky part for us to do, because it's not a symmetrical door setup. If it was exactly 3 blocks to the corner, 3 blocks to the next window, 3 blocks to the corner, 3 blocks to the next window. We could do some kind of nice arch or something to make the walls look nice. But it's not. The windows aren't perfectly centered on any of the sides. So we can't do like a nice even arch. I don't know. I think we're going to have to stick with some sort of a naturally not symmetrical look in here, but not quite as gappy and as holy as what it is at the moment, because the way that we done this is we obviously built it from the outside. We didn't really think about how the inside would look until now. Is there any other blocks that we can put inside here as like decoration pillars to make it look nicer? I don't want to use logs. We could use the colours of the mushrooms that are nearby, like red and blue. We could use the clay that we've used on the underside of the mushroom heads. I think that would probably be our best bet. I think that'll probably be our easiest way to do it. Okay, and then I need some sort of ceiling on here as well. I might as well go with the end stone again, and I'm going to do it on this layer, I think, will be the best one for me to easily dress it up the most. And I might have some sort of slab pattern going around the outside in order to cover up these snow blocks here, because I can't move those snow blocks obviously because they're actually visible on the outside. I need a ceiling because I need some sort of lighting, and the easiest way for me to do lighting inside of this mushroom is to put it into these ceiling end blocks themselves. Some glowstone, redstone lamps, whatever, some way to do it. I'm not really that concerned about how exactly we do it. We just need something to start the lights off with. Otherwise, it's going to be dark in here, and that's not a good thing. We're not going to be able to read the server signs. You're not going to be able to see what you're really looking at, and it's just not going to work. So, put these in here. I missed a block. I missed 2 blocks. Oops, like that. Okay, so we should look something like an interior now. Yeah. Okay, it's actually not looking terribly bad. Maybe for the walls here, we end up just doing them straight. Straight pillars. That's probably the neatest way that we're ever going to get. Yeah? I think that's probably the best way, right? It's actually not that unsymmetrical either. It's not like perfectly symmetrical, but there's definitely some very simple patterns to the eye, some very convenient patterns for us. So we'll have... Ooh, I need that one there. That sucks. Man, it would be so good if I... You know, I'm going to change the outside of the mushroom so I can do that. So it looks... Oh, yeah, because it is off. Okay, no. We'll have it how it was. Like that. And... I'm going to take that one away. I'm going to take that one. And that one away. And put that in. And take those 2 away. Okay, that looks a little bit more appealing on the inside here. Let's do the lights. I'm going to use glowstone because if we use redstone lamps, although we don't need any redstone because we're just going to put a lever on top or redstone block, it still might like be funny on a server. We know glowstone blocks, there's no way that they can really mess up. We don't have any specific middle points, so I'm just going to put 3 lights in front of each window, or approximately in front of each window. Oops, not there. There, there, and there, and there, there, and there. And then have something in the middle here, I think with slabs. Some darker ones. I think we're going to go with darker. I think that's something that we're missing is some darker colours in here. I'm going to wrap these around the outside to hide up those undersides of the snow blocks that we're going to get occasionally. There's not too many of them anymore. But there is still going to be some, yeah, like this. That should hide them all up. Oh, there's 1 still there, 2 still there, 3 still there. Oh, perfect. Excellent. And then do the same around the middle here. That's not anywhere near. That's not anywhere near the center. The center is roughly that. Okay, good. That one, 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 that one. I think we'll do it like that. Yeah, something like that. It's just neat. It's nice and basic. He can then do whatever he needs with it. He can have ladders going down. I shall, like, make it a little bit obvious of where he can do that. So I'll do something like this on the sides. We'll have 4 ways down into the shop part. Nice and obvious where you can go. And I think that's going to do it. He can do all the signs and all that other business. It's bright enough in here, I think. I really like how you can see so much of the map through here as well. And I think I've got it so you can't get back in. I don't think that I've made any mistakes there. You can get up relatively high on the mushroom, but I don't mind that. Oops, I flew. But I don't mind that. You can go across here onto that one. Like, you can get relatively high on this mushroom, but that's probably a good thing. I can probably get to there, in fact. Yeah, you could. You could get to there, around here, up to there. And that looks like the highest point that you can get. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. You can probably get a little bit higher on this side. It's quite nice to have those sort of self-made parkour parts where you have to sort of make your own route. Actually, it looks really cool from even back here with the light glowing from the center of the mushroom, right? Very nice. The next thing that we need to do is think about secrets now. The map itself, apart from the grey mushrooms that I want. I don't want the red, like natural red mushrooms, like these ones. I don't want like giant ones of those. I've already got my own custom ones, but I can put these giant brown ones down around the place. But apart from that, the aesthetics of the map is complete. We just need some areas. Look at him on there. We just need some areas that people need to find, either secret areas, things like that. And lava is a very important part. Before we do lava stuff, I want to have secret routes through the map. Secret tunnels, shortcuts, places where you can get away from players. And the way that we can do that, I think, is by tunnel boring our way through certain areas. So let's get a tool. We'll just go with an iron sword. And we want a brush of a sphere, air 2. I think that'll probably be big enough. That might be even too big. Oops. Undo. Let's try 1. Yeah, see, this is more of a realistic size. Now, I need to carve this out to be a little bit more perfect. Does that actually go down? Undo. I want to be able to do a flat floor. I don't want to have to... Yeah, there we go. I don't mind, like, having a few blocks that I need to remove. But I don't want it to have to go up and down and more work like that. So if we just keep it on that middle level, we have a nice flat floor to be able to run through. And boom, we come out the other end. So we've got one shortcut through there. We can get like loads of these sort of types of things around the place, and then just take out these ones. I don't mind it being dirt on the inside here. It'll probably spread to mycelium over time anyway. We're not going to be able to keep it grass, or I could make it stone. I could make the walls stone. I might make the walls stone. That wouldn't be too much of a challenge for us to do here. And we're going to have to put some sort of lighting in here as well. I don't know that it's a bad thing being dark, but being lighter would just be more beneficial. And maybe to neaten up the roof, we should do the same thing with the roof as well. And just take out some of these diagonal ones. Not all of them, but just some of them, especially on these straight sections. Like this. Ooh, I sort of like that one there. And I like that one there. I don't like that one there. I don't like that one there, or there, or there. That one. That one. It gives us a nice sort of straight tunnel to go through. Looks a little bit blank at the moment. I do think it needs some dressing up. We shall put down some of this kind of stuff around the place. Just modify that a little bit. Modify this a little bit. Stone. Stone bricks. Something like this. I want a mossy one there. And I want a mossy one here. And I want a normal one there. And I want stairs here and here. And there and there. And not there and there. Just a little bit more interesting when you first appear it. Again, the mycelium will spread as it goes down. And then if we grab a wand... Oops. We should then be able to... I could make everything stone in here. Replace dirt with stone. And the same with the roof and the right-hand side. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit more impressive, doesn't it? A little bit more interesting to go through. What's this dark spot? Oh, it's because it's mycelium there. Wonderful. Lighting. Glowstone. Again, we'll keep with glowstone for ease. And I don't need to count out how many blocks between them. There's no point. As long as it's bright enough, we'll be fine. Keep them relatively centered. It's not like it's not meant to be a perfect build, you know, like our castles and stuff like that, where the lights have to be perfectly away from each other. It just doesn't need that kind of thing. So there's one route. Again, need to dress it up with more stone, but that's something that I can do off camera. I'm not going to bother you guys with it. We could split that off in a T direction as well. That would be actually a cool way to do it, because if you've got someone relatively far behind you, having a fork in the road could be very beneficial to your escape, to your survival. So we have another one that comes off this way. And out here. Oops. Like that. Also, by using these tunnels, we're actually giving a chance to the lesser known parts of the map to be discovered and explored. Because I can see that this part of the map, and you can already tell that that part of the map isn't going to be used that much. Nobody's going to go over there. There's nothing over there, at least not yet. Nothing interesting. So it's going to be one of those sort of dead zones. By having a tunnel that leads near there, it's going to push people to explore that a little bit more often. I want more of these tunnels. I want like a fair few of these tunnels as escape routes around the place. So we'll have another one here. It'll be a bit of a short one. This will be a bit of a U shape, I'm thinking. So like a horseshoe. That sort of comes around. Hello? That sort of comes around like this in a giant horseshoe shape and then comes out over this corner. Just for people to explore. I'm going to move that one so I don't do that anymore. There we go. So it's got a U shape. I need to make it all stone. I need to pretty up the entrances and stuff like that. But that you guys get the gist. I think... Hiccup. That's all I've got time for this episode, though. We've got a lot of work done. Next episode will be more of this kind of similar thing. Secrets, I think, is what we're going to be starting on next. Off camera, I shall do all the stone for the tunnels, the glowstone, and I might even put some brown mushrooms around the place as well. Okay? That's what I'll do between the episodes.